Good evening and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the think show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. Tonight we're not going to be that long. I just want to share something with you that I think is pretty important in the times that we are in now. In the 90s, there was a cat going around the communities, giving lectures. And this brother was important because he was an avid reader and he would read a lot of esoteric books, a lot of books that many of us weren't reading. And he was giving us an insight to the minds of the people who ran the world, how they did their rituals, what they believed in, what they think should happen to indigenous people, not just here in America, but all over the world. To me, he was a comedian first because this brother was funny. His name was Bobby Hemmett. I'm sure many of you listening tonight have probably heard of this brother. This brother was slap you in the mouth funny, hilarious. But he would share with us information that we got it. Even those of us who didn't understand what he was saying, he would put it in a way that would make us get it. And he was so funny, you had to listen to him. So I want to dedicate this piece tonight to him because this brother was funny. I didn't know him personally. I just knew him through the information that he put out. And the information he put out was a blueprint to what's happening today. This is why I wanted to dedicate this to this brother. As everybody knows by now, Trump has supposedly come down with this COVID. I'm still in the same mind frame that all that is bullshit. He's just on board now because this election is coming up. But that still means we have to be on top of it, y'all. We can't be slipping. One of the things that Bobby Hemmett said that I remember, and a few other people remember too, not that many people remember, because this brother said a lot of stuff, y'all. He gave a lot. I mean, this was the brother that could do 14-hour lectures. I never understood that, but he would do 14-hour lectures, and people would stay to hear all 14 hours. One of the things that I remember him saying, and I noticed that this was happening, is that he was saying the people, the entertainers, for us, they were superheroes because they were transmitting information to us that would make us look at ourselves in a different way, make us act in a certain way, make us feel a certain way. So to all these entertainers, these singers, these actors, the way they did things, they would make us look at ourselves. The words they were saying, were we doing, or could we get in, or could we vibe with the words that they were telling us? Very important. So what I want to do tonight, I want to go through some of those artists and just share some of the words that they put through their music. And I want to share some of these artists and some of these songs with you so you can see what was being said back at these times and what these people were saying. Because remember, all these artists, all these people, they're basically you. They're your sisters and brothers, cousins, friends, aunts, uncle. They're you. You probably know many of these cats who I'm going to mention tonight personally. And many of them were singing to us because they had made it to a position where they could do that. So they were sharing information with us that was very important. And unfortunately, a lot of times we forget what these people were trying to tell us. Something else comes up that's not as important. And we like to always show off that we learning something new or we know something different. And it's really nothing compared to what these people were telling us. So I'm gonna go about through about 10 acts, about 10 or 11 acts, and I'm gonna just give you a little bit of the songs they sang and see if they are important to us today. Okay, the first cat I'm going to get into is this brother right here. His name is Curtis Mayfield. And depending on how old you are, probably don't know anything about him, but I'm sure you heard of his music before. And Curtis Mayfield used to write songs that, uplifting songs. They were cool. He had a nice band, and he would sing songs to us to make us think where we were at the time and what we're supposed to be doing. One of the songs he came out with was a song called Keep On Pushing. And here's part of the lyrics to Keep On Pushing. It makes no sense. As long as I have sense, I'm going to keep on pushing. So that's what I want to share with you guys tonight. Keep on pushing, y'all. You going to win. You going to be all right. You can't keep falling for this bullshit and keep making the same old mistakes. We're out of that phase now. Another song that Curtis Mayfield had with us, and this is one of my favorites from him, was a song called We're a Winner. We're a winner, and don't let anybody say that we can't make it because the people's mind's in the way. Cold lyrics. Cold lyrics. I would suggest that these songs I tell you remind you of tonight, that you go on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you go to listen to music and pull these songs up, because I'm just giving you a little bit of what they were saying. These cats was killing it. They was passing on information to us that was invaluable and is still valuable to this day. Another song by Curtis Mayfield is a song called This Is My Country. Some people don't think we have the right to say this is my country. Before they give in, they rather fuss and fight, then say this is my country. And all these people that I'm sharing with you tonight are indigenous Americans. When you look up their biography online, they're Americans. They not black, they not African Americans, they none of that. These are Americans that were handing off information to you. And I hope that you're still using it to this day. So Curtis Mayfield was one of the cats that, he shared a lot of information with us. A lot of information with us. And if you get a chance, check this brother out. Another cat that was real important. And most of these cats, these were cats who were in shaping, the way I think and the way I see things. I'm sure everybody's familiar with this cat. This cat is Stevie Wonder. Bad dude. Bad dude. Probably the baddest one out of all of them. And what made him so cool was that Stevie Wonder couldn't see. He was blind, but you would never know it by the songs that he sang. And the things he put in songs made us go, If you were going right, he would say a lyric to make you do a U-turn and go the other direction. One of the songs that Stevie Wonder had, throughout the 70s, he was just killing it. But in the 70s, he did an album called Songs in the Key of Life, probably the baddest album ever made. And the last song on that album was a song called Ass. Bad jam, off the hook. But here are some of the lyrics in Ass. And check out what this brother says. We all know sometime life hates and troubles can make you wish you were born in another time and space. But you can bet your life times that and twice is double. That God know exactly where he wanted you to be placed. So make sure when you say you're in it but not of it, you're not helping to make this earth a place called hell. Change your words into truth and then change that truth into love. And maybe our children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren will tell. Isn't that the position we in now? Is that we have all these people trying to tell us what we are, but what they're not telling you is who you are. That's why nobody tells you who you are. Ask your mom and daddy. Ask your aunts. Ask your grandparents. Ask people who know you. Don't get information about yourself from strangers. They don't get information about themselves from you, do they? The Song in the Key of Life album was one of the most groundbreaking albums ever. Cold piece. I think one of his daughters were born during the making of that album. Another song that Stevie Wonder had on that album was a called Sir Do. And remember, I'm just giving you little pieces of what they said. You have to listen to the whole song to get more, but just little pieces of what he said. In the song Sir Do, it was just the chorus. You can feel it all over. And what he was talking about music, but you can feel it. It's something that's not tangible, but it makes you move. It vibrates you all over the place. You can feel it all over. And he was talking about the music. Another song Stevie Wonder put out that was off the hook and was telling us things. And these are the life little lessons that we have to stay connected to. He did a song called Superstition. And Stevie Wonder said, when you believe in things you don't understand, you suffer. And if you look at all the suffering that is going on throughout the community, it's because we believe in stuff that's bullshit. We just believe it because we can. Another group that was bad, and I know you know these cats, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And these cats was saying stuff all through their stuff, all through their music. You can call it spiritual. I call it wisdom. They was telling us stuff that if you were a kid, you heard it, and now as you adult, it hammers home every time you hear it. One of the songs Earth, Wind, and Fire did was a song, Be Ever Wonderful. And it's a couple of lyrics in the song Be Ever Wonderful. But when he say when he say Be Ever Wonderful, he's meaning stay as you are. You're already wonderful. You don't need nobody to come tell you pretty, that you got a big booty, you got nice shoes on. Without all of that, you still wonderful. You here on earth. You're here to do something. Get busy. Don't let nobody stand in your way. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do something. Aren't these the things that our mothers and fathers told us when we was little kids? You can do it. That's what these artists were telling us. That's why Bobby were telling us they were superheroes to us. They were our Batman and Superman and all that stuff to us, even though they were us. You get that? Also in Be Ever Wonderful, he says this, gonna find a few. who will always walk with you. Many people plan, don't always view the same. Isn't that a life lesson? Isn't that a life lesson? Another song by Earth, Wind, and Fire was Cold, and I'm sure you guys all heard this. Keep your head to the sky. What's one of the cold lyrics in there? The whole song is cold, but some of the coldest lyrics in there, he gave me the will to be free. Purpose to live is reality. I mean, it's right in your face. Purpose to live is reality. What's your purpose in life? Your purpose isn't to go to another country and kill up the people over there. Your purpose isn't to put yourself in a position where you end up in a cage for 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life. Your purpose isn't to make sure another human doesn't advance. Your purpose is to help push all that through. That's all of our purpose. That's what Bobby Hemmitt's purpose was and is, to leave stuff that we could use to help us in those dark days. Another song from Earth, Wind, and Fire is Devotion. When they say, here is a song to make your day brighter, one that will last through troubled days. And we've all been to that. We've had them days where ain't nothing going right for us, but then something to pop in our head, which one of these people told us, and we out of the funk. Speaking of funk, there's another group, and like Bobby said, these cats was like, they were like superhuman. I mean, they were. I'm sorry, they were like superheroes. They would tell us things, probably things we've never heard before, probably things that went over our head and we just didn't get. But they was what they said was directed at you. One of the songs Parliament Funkadelic had was a song called Flashlight. Probably one of the coldest dance jams ever. But what did they tell you in that song at the end? The last lyrics of that song. Everybody's got a little light under the sun. The sun shines on you, so you got it. You're not no less than nobody. You're just as good as the flowers growing out there. Uh, Parliament Funkadelic, they was known as a funk band, and they was bad. I remember I was listening to an interview with one of his band members, and the interviewer asked him what made George Clinton so good, and he said, and what he said about George Clinton, it was like, wow. He said, George Clinton, just get up there and do your best. That was his word to his band. Everybody get up there and everybody add something to what we doing. And that's how they got that sound. Everybody added to it. And they were just showing us how we should be doing it. In these cities that we're being gentrified in, we haven't came up with a way to combat that. Everything that's happening to us, we have the wisdom and the know-how just through these cats to make things right for us, but for some reason we're not paying attention to them. Another song that Parliament Funkadelic shared with us is a song called Promento Shit Back Wash Psychosis Enema Squad, the Doo-Doo Chasers. And I think that song is prevalent today. You got to listen to it. Because all the songs, if you could come up with another name for the song, it would be Shit for Brains. And Parliament Funkadelic is the enema. They come to clean your brain of all the bullshit that clogs up your mind. Like all this bullshit, like before every election we get, and it just clogs up our minds, especially as we moving into the fall when we know that's a certain group of people, holidays to wreak havoc. In Pro Mental Shit back, Why Psychosis Intimate Squad, when the song opens up, he just spills it right there. The world is a toil-free toilet. Our minds are neurological assholes. Boom. And this was written like in the mid 50s. So if you go back and listen to the songs and realize that it's like 45 years later, you'd be surprised how spot on this cat was. Uh, Another cut Parliament Funkadelic had was a song called I'll Stay. Now, most of these people that I'm sharing with you, they played instruments. They didn't do music how music is done now through a computer or a cell phone or whatever. These cats use instruments, and the cool part about using instruments is you have all these frequency and vibrations going. And these people, if you looked at Parliament Funkadelic, sometimes he had 20 and up people on stage, and they made one sound that was off the hook. In one of the songs, I'll Stay, it opens up like this: for she'll be coming back. You know her head went out to play. She'll get over that. And basically what the song is saying, if you listen to the whole song, here's this brother start out lying about he did something to piss his woman off and she left. Now he's sad. He's sad because he did something to make her leave, and he's saying he won't be the same until she comes back. Basically, it's a song or ode to saying, hey man, treat your woman right. Treat your woman right, because as you'll see as we go down in the list, a lot of the songs was females and males back and forth telling each other, hey, we got to do this, we got to do A to before we get to A, B, and C. Parliament Funkadelic. If you get a chance to check these cats out, check them out. Here's some other cats that was off the hook. They still get down too. The OJs. OJ's been going for a long time. One of the cuts the OJs had was a song called Family Reunion. And here are some of the lyrics to Family Reunion. I wish Grandma could see her whole family. I sure miss her face and her warm and tender embrace. And if Grandpa was here, I know he'll be smiling ear to ear. Those are the type lyrics you can put them to your grandparents or your parents and see your parents do or your grandparents do what these cats in the song are saying. This is the vibration that these cats were sending to us. These are the ideas that these so-called air parentheses were sending to us. The OJs. Another song the OJs had. It's not they I mean, and you can see from this album cover that album Backstabbers, the song Backstabbers Code. I'm sure many of you have heard that. Check these brothers out. Um, Another song the OJs had was a song. It wasn't that big of a song, but it's a cold song. They did a song called This Air I Breathe. And here's some of the lyrics to the song. Don't they know if they keep doing what they're doing, ain't got long to go. This song was in almost 50 years old. These brothers was talking about global warming, the polluting of the planet 50 years ago. And that's why some of us, I was talking to a sister earlier tonight, and uh, that's why many of us, we don't do what we do. Because we have to remember the planet is what gives us everything. And what we look like not having no respect for it. The OJs, a whole bunch of their songs were like that. A lot of those groups from Philadelphia International, um, they had their artists put some socially conscious stuff out, to stick with us, to make us think, what are we doing with our lives? That's why many of these cats are so important. That's why these cats are, and they just not loved here in America. They're loved worldwide. Some of these cats get more respect outside the United States than they get in the United States, especially Europe. If you go back and look at, old blues singers, um, they were big in Europe. If you look at some of the biggest rock bands, they pay homage, they bow down to those old blues singers that many of us have forgotten about. Another cat, everybody knows this brother right here, especially the women. Especially the women. Women love some Marvin Gaye. And Marvin Gaye, I'm just going to say this about him because he was off the hook. He did one album. Well, he did a few albums, but his album, What's Going On, had us. And if you get a chance, this is another album you have to listen to in your life, the whole album, because this brother was the first one that I've heard where all the songs were fused together. He didn't miss a beat. When one song go off, because it used to be, we used to play albums, and it used to be a little split in between each song. This brother, the songs just ran right into each other, and it was off the hook. But on this album, he had a cut that is prevalent today with all this child trafficking going on, a song called Save the Children. And so this is what I get when Bobby Hemmett say that these cats are like superheroes to us. I don't mean superheroes like they could fly or they can lift buildings and all that stuff. They were superheroes because they were writing and seeing stuff long before many of us saw it. And still many of us don't see it to this day. So real important cat. What's Going On is the album. If you get a chance, check it out. This cat right here, uh, like all the others, I mean, was writing songs and lyrics that would make you go, wow. One of the songs Sly and the Family Stone did was running away to get away. Ha 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 ha. Saying you can't run away from yourself. Why are you running away? Short to cut is quick to butt. Ain't that what we do? We get to talking about something and we don't even know what we're talking about. But I don't running away. Where's the purpose to live? Be in reality. We're always running away from it, trying to get away. Don't want to stand up and do what we're here for. Many of us don't know what we're here for. Don't care. Another song Sly and the Family did, and this was to all of us. Everybody is a star. That wasn't name calling. He was just saying everybody is a star. Wouldn't we get along much better if we treated everybody like that? Treat everybody how you want to be treated. Treat everybody how you want your mama to be treated. Treat everybody how you want your husband to be treated. Treat everybody how you want your wife to be treated. Everybody is a star. Another song he had. Check this out. He did it, but he also, his sister did the song. His sister's version is better to me. He did a song called Somebody's Watching You. Check that out. And you guys email me and tell me what you think about these what I'm saying tonight about these people, about these cats and what they did. Somebody's Watching You by Little Sister, Sly Stone's little sister. Another group, and this group, and a lot of those cats that I shared earlier, they're popular. Some people aren't so popular, but they still put out stuff that was mind boggling. This is a group called the Pointer Sisters. Bad, bad. And back in the day, they put out a cut called Yes We Can. One of the funkiest, one of the funkiest cuts ever. Check it out. Pointer Sisters, Yes We Can. But one of the lyrics in the songs was something that we should all keep in our back pocket like we do our wallet. And ooh, respect the women of the world. Remember, you all have mothers. Huh? Huh? Shouldn't every young man on the planet today have that on his wear a t-shirt that says that? Do you think the world would be a better place? Respect the women of the world. Remember, we all have mothers. It's so simple. Can you see why Bobby Hemmett would say that these people are superheroes? This sister right here, this is my wife. When I first heard her voice, I was in love with her, and she had stuff out that was, I think she had a life that warranted for her to sing the way that she sang. One of the cuts Aretha Franklin did, and she did it with a sister named Lauren Hill, was called A Rose is Still a Rose. And she was just commenting on all the pitfalls sisters run into when they out here in these streets, and was reminding the sister, it doesn't matter, you still a flower. Don't matter how much crack you ingested, how much you've been holed out. When it comes down to it, you still a rose, you a flower. Isn't that something your grandmother tells you? Isn't that something your best friends tell you? It's all right, girl. You're gonna be all right. Another cut Aretha Franklin came out with was a cold one, and I always say this: think, think. Lyrics to the song "Think." A couple of the lyrics to the song "Think." You need me, I need you. Without each other, There ain't nothing neither can do. You, we should be having no problems. They didn't have to do that. They could have been these people that I share with you tonight. They could have been making the music that you hear on the radio today. Garbage. And why parents and grandparents don't pass this down to their kids today? Because all the kids I know that listen to this stuff love it. Aretha Franklin. Check her out. Just spend a evening. You get your man or get your woman one day and just make a playlist of Aretha Franklin. You'll be glad you did. Another person that was like he was a superhero to many, some more than others, was Michael Jackson. Now everybody knows that Michael Jackson started out in the Jackson Five with his brothers, but after Michael Jackson and his brothers left Motown, they signed with Epic Records, and Epic Records gave them the opportunity to write and produce and arrange their own songs. If you go listen to that music, they did about 3 or 4 albums with Epic. Some of the best music ever. Some of the best music ever. Listen to the Jacksons. They were so bad, they did a song called Heartbreak Hotel. It was so off the hook, they changed the title of that song this to This Place Hotel so it wouldn't mess up with the sales that's going on with Elvis Presley, Heartbreak Hotel, which is garbage compared to that song. Check it out, you'll see. But one of the songs Michael Jackson did in his later life that was off the hook, that was a warning to all of us, was a song he did called Earth Song. And here's some of the lyrics to Earth Songs. Did you ever stop and notice all the children dead from war? Did you ever stop to notice the crying earth, the weeping shores? Do we notice that? Do we notice all the kids, all the people, all the mothers that are murdered in these wars? And we over here in America, we proud of it. I was in the military. I was in the military. You should be sick. That's why you see all these brothers in the military that was in the military on the streets now. They're embarrassed for what they did. Because if you ask them, well, what if China came over here and did that to your mama and all your brothers and sister and their kids? How would you feel? Then they get that dumb look on their face. Because the so-called African American, they do stuff that they know they're not supposed to do, but they do it anyway. And then when you see the karma that comes back around on us, it ain't gonna be funny then. You ain't gonna be proud then. We cannot keep going out doing other people's business. Let them reap that karma from it, not us. You got the streets in all these major cities littered with young men and women who did that military thing, and we're not there to help them. That's where we really look like assholes. We walk over them like the people we wanted to integrate with, because that's what we've turned into. See, we forgot about that. I'm gonna be doing a program on that next week. See, we wanted to integrate with some people, which means we wanted to get away from what we were. We gonna pay for that. The last group I want to share with you is these sisters right here. And what these sisters said in one of their baddest compositions, They did a song called Flowers. Again, you got to check it out. It's bad. And the opening line in the song called Flowers is, "We hold the key to the world." I'll say that again. This is a group called The Emotions. They had a song called Flowers. And the opening line in Flowers was, "We hold the key to the world." Think about that. Think about these are people. Many of these people that I just passed to you, they went on to brilliant careers. They're loved. They're, like I said before, they're loved more overseas than they are at home. Stevie Wonder can go over to England right now and sell out their biggest arena, young and old. Earth, Wind, and Fire can go over to Scandinavia right now and sell out their biggest arena. So, my point is this: we keep looking like everything is wrong for us. The reason things keep going wrong for us because we keep doing other people's bidding. We don't do what's good for us. We never do that. We kill each other, like OJ say, for the love of money. We'll kill each other to go buy something from somebody that somebody else is selling. Why? Because we won't produce nothing for ourselves. We won't come up with a way to do things. See, that's what we do. And the social media, you can see it. You can see it. You can see the horrors of war. You can see the miseducation. You can see what the church have done to the people. You can see it. You can see it. So, my suggestion to all of us is study. Check out this cat named Bobby Hemmett. He has a vast library on information. Check out some of the things he's saying. And you don't have to listen to it all. You can hand off some of it to your friends and family members who want to find information like you. Not everybody read the same stuff. We can look at a 10-hour lecture and all pick out 1 hour and then share with each other what we learned in that hour. So I'm going to share some of the things you write down with this rainstorm. Appreciate your donation, brother. Thank you. This brother Taryn Aries said, from what I see back then, a lot of our people were way more aware and conscious of what was going on compared to today. Why? But why is that? Why is that? How do we let it get like that? How is it now you have a group called City Girls talking about raping dudes? What, huh? How do we get like that? When you had all these cats, remember I started off with Curtis Mayfield. And not only was these cats saying conscious stuff, they was funking with it. And remember, this is just a few of them. It's hundreds, maybe thousands out there. I just shared a few. Just giving us all kind of information for us to use, share, and pass along to each other. So, so when I talk to people, one of the things that I always hear are these excuses. We always got this excuse. There is no excuse. There ain't no excuse. You see the direction this planet is going? It's all aimed at you. You couldn't go over to England and tell them they had COVID. They slapped the shit out of you. You couldn't go over to Africa and tell them they were sick. They would slap the shit out of you. But anybody can come to your front door and tell you anything, and you will do it. They got more Negroes over here to mass police than anything. Huh? This is where we are in the world. So, like I said when I opened up, check out this Donald Trump, how they made him get in line with this COVID stuff. Like I said, the election's coming up. This is when everybody's going to lose their minds, because everybody still believe in a process that didn't work when they started 100 years ago. That's how we are. Whatever they say, yes, boss, that's what we do. And that's what these people that I share with you tonight was telling me to do the opposite. Drea Jackson says nobody thinks no more. Ding, 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 ding. You don't think. The vast majority of people don't even know what thinking is. And this is not just the young people, because what? Dre Jackson looked like she's about 20 years old. I know people 80 years old that haven't had an original thought in their life. But they got kids and grandkids, and you know none of them think. This is what we've done to ourselves. So with what's going on, those of you who are conscious and can see, like these people were telling you, like Marvin Gaye was writing stuff that was relevant as today, that was relevant as today than it was when he wrote it. Pay attention to those. Those who don't pay attention, I would say, like Neely Fuller says, stay out of their way. Because one of the things that you're going to have to realize is the ritual is, and we don't understand this, you breathing is a ritual. You inhale and you exhale. You do that more than you do anything else. It's a ritual. So why are you participating in that ritual? To keep life near you so you can enjoy life. You breathe out, you suck it back in. You blow it out, you breathe it in. That's the ritual. Many of us don't even realize it. We're all here to do something. You're here to do something. You're not here to be nobody's slave. You're not here to be nobody's bitch. What are you here to do? Get it done. Stop playing, stop wasting time, and get busy. You have a whole repertoire of musicians. And I'm not going to even get into the Sun Ra, the John Coltrane, the Alice Cole. I mean, we'd be here for the next 5 years. There's no excuse for us to be the world to be in the position that is in now. The only way the world is in this position is because we allow it and we play into it. And if you keep playing into it, you won't be playing that much longer. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Go check out some of them old songs that give you the reality. It'll make you feel better. You guys have a good night. Peace.